Welcome back to Explore Spyro the Dragon Reignited. Where to begin? I feel like I've already kind of like earlier today I had recorded part 31 of White Day, and I rambled about like the New Year montage, how stressful it was to make, and how essentially I think I'm gonna take a break from uploading because it took a lot out of me. And yeah, so I've got to record a part here, and then like from there, then you know, just like take a break from upload essentially. I'd rather do it this way than just make a separate update video like I usually would for something like that, because I just find it's a bit I don't know, just seems like weird. It's just like you go like, let's play blah blah, let's play blah 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 blah, let's play blah blah blah, and then suddenly update video, taking a break, you know. Just like, I'd prefer if I just mention it in the LPs instead, you know, because it gets a bit repetitive when I do update videos like that. But anyway, let's go to Gnorc Cove. How's the new year been so far, viewers? I don't know, man. It's just like the past few weeks or days at the very least, it's just kind of like meh, just meh. I mentioned this in the White Day video, but my New Year started with a cat throwing up on the side of the bed. So, not exactly high expectations for this year so far. But let's not be all like, this year, screw it already and all that. Although, whatever, I don't know. So, enough moping about and be like, and all that anymore, you know. Focus on the game. Because this is a good game. I mean, White Day's a good game as well. I mean, it has a lot more flaws to it and all that, but it's an alright game. It's just kind of a bit, you know, repetitive, especially since the part I recorded was the most pain in the ass sections of the game. So that's, yeah, fine. That guy from all the way over here. You're not very smart, sir. Oh, you know, in context of the New Year montage, Spyro 2 and Spyro Reignited here, way easier than almost any other LP to edit for in the New Year montage, because a lot more straightforward. It's like with Corpse Party and stuff and more story-driven games, I was just like, I've got to include all these plot points into it. Just like, why? Is this really compulsory? It's like, no. I mean, if anyone's somehow been watching my videos since like I started, the first New Year montage I did was literally 3 or 4 minutes long at most, and it was just one piano, keyboard track, instrumental, improv, and that was it. It included all the games I'd played that year, but it was kept brief and simple. I just like needlessly overcomplicated it over the years. Once like I started getting better at playing guitar and all that, I was like, I can like do covers of some melodies from the games, make my own improv and stuff, and it's cool. But you know, it's really, really, really exhausting mentally, and to an extent it's physically as well. It's like the New Year montage was an hour 25 or 6 minutes. It took forever to edit the clips together. Camtasia would keep crashing on some of the more story heavy games, let's plays and all that, like I said, Call of Duty, ended up being a lot longer in there. It was like 13 minutes or so. So it took a long time to edit, and that's not even taking into account the music I had to record for it. That came quite late into December, that did. And it was stressful, but, you know, Reignited here, easy. And we're gonna actually show the clips from the montage video that had Reignited in it at the end of this part. Just because I put this, well, to be fair, a lot of the music recordings, as stressful as it was to get around to it, was more or less me just being like, okay, we're in the Spyro part of the video. I want Spyro inspired improv going here, so I focus on that dominant 7 kind of feel that I always hear in Spyro music. And then I'd like record the second bit because I was like, well, I'm gonna need another recording to play out the rest of Reignited. And then I just played this riff and I was like, okay, that'll do. Looped it and played over it. And then after that I was like, bloody hell, that's one groovy ass riff. It's freaking bluesy and heavy at the same time. I was like, damn, man, it's an awesome riff. And then I thought to myself, I was like, did I unintentionally play a riff that might or may not actually exist in some other band's song? Because it sounds very Metallica-esque, so I'm not sure. It's just something I just made up on the spot and just loops. But it sounds pretty damn badass.
Keep up the good work, Spyro. I expect Gnasty's really starting to worry about you.
I'd be shaking in my Gnorc boots if I were him.
That's a Gnorc boots, Spyro. Let me guess. I got to get this over there. Can I even get it from here? Apparently so. So yeah, montage video was absolute hell to make. I remember I was like I said in the like day part that I recorded, it was like Christmas Day was alright, but then the realization just like, oh, I still haven't edited the montage video. Well, I'd finally got all the clips together by that point, I think. It's just the music I hadn't recorded. And you know, it's like, oh, days are going by, man. New Year's coming around. And you still haven't recorded everything. And on top of that, I didn't have parts recorded in advance beyond, you know, 2019 as well, so that adds to it. It's just like, why do I do this to myself? Seriously. That's kind of the fault there. It's just like, seriously, I don't need to go so overboard with the bloody freaking montages. You know? I do so anyway. But yeah, as I keep kind of trailing off what I'm talking about with the montage, just like, yeah, the Spyro section, other than, you know, waiting until I'd like recorded the previous parts so that I could have like a full set of clips to use in the montage video, because the idea was only use clips that, you know, I'd actually played this year, and I wanted like every single part included of this LP, which you think would take up a lot of time, but it didn't, because it's a lot more simple process on putting it into the montage compared to the story-driven ones, like I keep saying. Because with this one, I'm just like, I'll show like maybe 2 or 3 clips from each level, and kind of like keep it brief, you know, but you know, gives you an idea of what the levels look like and stuff within the montage. So it's a lot easier just with the fact that I hadn't completed all recordings for the year at that point in time. That made it a bit of a pain in the ass. But once I'd like figure that out, you know, all that was left was to record the music. well, the music for the Spyro section was relatively straightforward for the most part. All I have to do is just play a bit of kind of Spyro-inspired improv, which, like I keep saying, all that comes to mind usually there is play dominant 7 chords. I mean, there's a lot more to Spyro soundtrack than that, but it has a very distinct feel.
Wow, I never thought I'd be rescued, especially by such a little dragon. What I mean is, I always believed in you, Spyro.
You gotta believe.
My God. You see what I mean? I keep saying that as well. It's like, you see what I mean? It's like, what do you mean? You haven't said anything. What do you mean? Just like early on in this LP, I like commented on the dialogue in this game feeling awkward, and it felt a lot more awkward than the original, but it still feels awkward here. Because, I mean, you just saw hear that exchange of dialogue, right? It's just like, just gotta believe. It's like, this is really corny. It's just like there's an element of forcedness to some of the dialogue. Feels like by the time they got to Spyro 2, they kind of got it a lot more natural sounding. I mean, the voice acting's good. It's just the writing feels kind of awkward. So the delivery is awkward. Nice. Ah, you watch that. Get her back on. It says. Yeah, come. Ow. Maybe that wasn't the smartest idea. Let's go find some rats. It's like, what? It's like, well, they're the fodder in this level. We are now alive. So, you know, Gnasty's world so far is all about the explosives and TNT. Didn't realize Gnasty Gnorc was Michael Bay. Well, that's kind of like, I don't know. It's like a meme, really, isn't it? But I don't think I've actually seen a Michael Bay movie. Or maybe I have. I think I might have. But you know, the ones that they'll always go to is like Transformers and stuff. I haven't actually seen any of those. But I've seen the explosion gifs, so I know he definitely has a thing for explosions in his movies. What a very, what's the word I'm looking for? I don't know, but it's not a good position for you to be right there, sir, when this thing's right over here. Well, just do this. Fair play to him, though. He survives one explosion. But not two. And there's two. Seriously, it's like, come over here then. It's like, you're ignoring this thing right here that I can't, for whatever reason, land on. I mean, what's the logic of that? It's very slippery. Well, we're already done. Damn, that went by fast and smooth as well at that. Usually I'd overlook something and be like, damn it, gotta go find the last of the gems. But that went smooth, especially considering that I was rambling quite a bit there. So it wasn't as focused, you know. A lot more focused than I was when I was recording for White Day earlier, though. That's for damn sure. So one door opens. No, that's not how it goes. And the door didn't close, so it's not really fitting of that, is it? A door stays open and another door opens. That's not how the actual phrase goes, but whatever. Twilight Harbor, let's do this. Why not? We're only like 15, maybe 16 minutes in. Gnasty Gnorc's world is pretty short and filled with loads of pollution. Oh, I'm remembering now. Maybe I shouldn't. Maybe not. Can I exit the room? Return home's all the way over there, though. I'm remembering now. This level's actually hard, which is fitting. It is the level last, you know, real level. I mean, after this is the boss level, and after that is the bonus level once you know, freed all the dragons and got all the gems. Look at these guys, man. They're like Gatling guns. I remember seeing a complaint online about that. It's like, what the hell, man? They sensitive by making all this gooey stuff. It was legit guns in the original. I can't remember. I played the original back in some point in 2018 when I played through all three of the original trilogy on my PS3. Because I was feeling nostalgic for Spyro 2 and 3, and then Reignited was announced, and I was like, well, what about the odds of that? It's kind of like with the Resident Evil series, isn't it? Oh, I LP Resident Evil 2, and then suddenly Resident Evil 2 gets remastered. LP Resident Evil 3, Resident Evil 3 is getting remastered. Well, remade, whatever you want, you know, it's just, what are the odds of that? It's just random. But I hadn't played Spyro the Dragon, the original version of the original, as a kid. I only played Spyro 2 and 3, as I've mentioned a number of times. So, it was all new to me, but I can't remember what the... I mean, I think they might have had, like, proper guns. Like, that actually fired bullets. But I guess they must have said so here. You know, when you think about it, what about freaking Mario, you know? Bullet bills and shit. Or do they get censored now? Let's not do this level right now. It's like, oh, but it's it'll just like be a pain in the ass always. How do I get back? Like, I remember as a kid, played Super Mario Bros. 3 on the Super Nintendo. And I remember those levels where you had to literally jump on these bloody cannons that were firing at you and stuff. I think they were firing the bullet bill things. I don't know, I haven't played that game in years. You know what? Let's instead, since I'm not gonna do that level till the next part because it's long. I mean, it isn't necessarily longer than the other levels, but it's more challenging than the other levels, so it'd take a little longer to get through. So instead, let's have a look at some skill points I can maybe do. I don't feel like doing the hidden painting. Ride a druid platform for 10 seconds. Let's start off simple. Let's go to town square.
Need a lift?
Spyro, why must you do that every single time? Now we play the waiting game, as usual. You know what, I was just about to say, it's bloody dark already. It gets dark late, but then I realized the time's nearly like 8 p.m. So of course. But during winter, it's like freaking 4 p.m. It's pretty much completely dark. This is a lovely place, though, isn't it? I mean, I love the hub worlds in Spyro 2 and 3 because I grew up with those games, but Spyro 1 has some really nice hub worlds, and there's a lot more to do in them than Spyro 2 and 3. Because, you have enemies. Although the enemies in this one are kind of cowardly and just run off and stuff, but you get the idea. You know what?
Hi, Spyro.
Hey, Spyro! Press the jump button twice to glide. And don't be afraid.
Afraid? Of what?
Falling from high mountain peaks? Plummeting into prehistoric glaciers?
Oh, that.
Oh, that awkward dialogue exchange. Wasn't that guy the one we freed? I mean, I guess it would make sense in a way, because the one we freed in Gnasty's world, like in the starting area, was apparently one that we freed previously. I mean, I recognized him, I just can't remember where we freed him from. So maybe all the ones in Gnasty's worlds are dragons that we've already saved once before, but got turned to stone again once they were like, right, let's give that Gnasty Gnorc a piece of our minds. And he was like, bitch, please, stone. I guess Spyro is kind of immune to it for some reason. Maybe it's because he's not a fully grown dragon yet. I mean, why is he the only dragon that's, not fully grown in this world? I do not know. The only other ones are the dragon apes, and that's kind of a considerable difference compared to a younger dragon, isn't it? What? Let me just double check. Yeah, all bulls stuck. There's one. Man, these lands, though, they're nice, but they kind of have a bit of a barren kind of look to it. There's kind of see the end, without gems. Hello, Mr. Thief. I guess I'm not going to bother with Mr. Thief because, why? Oh, shit! Never mind, I might have to, well, I don't have to, but I might along the way kick his ass. How troublesome. Well, I literally turned as my head turned in the same direction. more or less. I was looking at the capture card and like, bloody hell, we're up to nearly 25 minutes. I unintentionally turned the control button. Well, there goes the egg thief. Well, it doesn't have any eggs anymore, but whatever. Where am I going? I just did a full... just turned around there. Gotta get it from up here, if I recall. Nope, not like that. It's because I keep hitting the wall, it literally knocks Spyro down a few inches. Never mind, maybe I just don't jump on the last one. Maybe I just can get it from here. No, I can't. How did I get up there? Seriously, how did I get up there the first time? What is this witchcraft? Oh, come on, Spyro. You sometimes do that little extra boost thing, but at most times just like, I don't feel like it. There we go. It's like Sparks sometimes is just like, I could do that, but you know, I can't be arsed. Damn alarm. Always have it set to the same time, which, you know, simply because I can't be asked to change it. Half the time that I hear it, I'm just like, nah. Sometimes can't even be bothered to switch it off. Just like let it ring out, just like for like 3 or 4 times throughout an hour. All because I can't be asked to just be like, button. So that was a skill point. I wonder what took longer, the skill point or the... Well, obviously, getting words mixed up here. You know, the Gnasty Cove obviously took longer than the skill point, but skill point still took a lot. Where is that presumed? You know what, I don't really need to go there immediately, although I will be confused the next time I record. They'll just like start the game up and be like, why am I in the Artisan's Wells? But anyways, I'll take a break from uploading. I mean, this LP, the general idea would be like, you know, when the return to uploading this LP would have been completed record-wise, because there's not really much left of the game anyway. But I need a break to, you know, well, recover from all the stress of making that bloody montage video, and just generally need a break anyway, just kind of like, dreams. Anyways, I'll also add the, spots. I'll also add at the end of the video the clips from the montage video that shows Spyro Reignited. Like the last bit of the music at the end kind of goes into the Resident Evil 2 section of it. I'll kind of have that blanked out, but the music's still playing, just so that, you know, the music concludes, you know. But anyways, I shall see you next time when we go to Gnasty's harbor or whatever it's called, and kick some ass, and probably get our asses kicked multiple times, because that is probably the hardest level in the game in terms of enemies being quite tough. But anyways, I shall see you next time, viewers. See you next time.